I want us to go now to the book of Daniel, because now I want to show you Constantine in the scripture. Yes, he's there because he had a role to play as one of those kings, right? He had a role, a very, very important role to play. Because remember, the media have people focus on buy or sell, buy or sell, buy or sell. But we've got to keep our eyes on the things of the ruach, of the spirit. So let us go to Daniel chapter 7. We're not going to read the whole chapter. We've already studied that chapter. But we're only going to look at verse 19 to 25 only. Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast. So I'll just read it and then I will talk about Constantine, which was diverse from all the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass, which devoured, broke in pieces, and stamped the remnant with his feet. That's what Yahuwah is concerned with. His Torah, his truth, the way of Yahuwah. It was the remnant who was following the way of Yahuwah. And of the 10 horns that were in his hand, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spoke very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. I beheld, and the same horn made war with the Kadashim and prevailed against them, until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the Kadashim of El Elyon, and the time came that the Kadashim possessed the kingdom. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise with after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. Now we're looking at these 10 kings here. And he spoke, let me finish 25, and he spoke great words against El Elyon, and shall wear out the Kadashim of El Elyon, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a period of time and times and dividing of times. Now, like I've said before, with Yahuwah we've recognized it's the notable kings. So Yahuwah, when he showed the beast representing Medo-Persia, and with the 3 ribs in its mouth, and the 3 ribs represent 3 more kings after the first. It was these 4 notable kings that he was talking about, right? Cyrus, Darius the Great, Xerxes, etc. But there were other kings of Medo-Persia that ruled, but it's the 4 notable ones. Now, when it comes to Rome, for me personally, if other people have done it, I'm not ashamed. There's no shame in saying this. I have not been able to discern, okay, it's this king and that king and that king and that king, these 10 kings. I have not been able to do that. So I just leave it at that. But one thing I've been able to see, certain things, of course, are clear. So we know from in the book of Daniel, in various chapters, whether it was 10 or 11, can't remember too well, where it clearly spoke to Antiochus, because we can trace history and we can trace everything that happened according to the prophecy and pinpoint this is speaking specifically about Antiochus and Ptolemy. That's different, right? But with the 4th kingdom, there's only one thing I was able to pick out, that the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them that Daniel is seeing, that shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. So at some point, a particular king comes and he subdues 3 kings. When I went into the history, let me see if I can share that page. And knowing very well also, so where's the page? Oh, there it is. So Constantine, oh, not this one, this one. Just know which page. All right, I hope you've seen the right page, because I can't see it on this screen. It's very, very small. Constantine subdued 3 kings. Emperor Constantine the Great, after becoming emperor, eventually became the sole ruler of the Roman Empire by conquering his rivals. He defeated Maxentius at the Battle of Milan Bridge, and later defeated Licinius in a series of battles, solidifying his sole authority. In total, he successfully overcome 3 major rivals to achieve this position. right? And I think that is not just something we should take lightly. Welcome, Brother Robinson. How are you doing? He said, Shalom, family, shalom. Shalom to you. I hope that you are doing well and your family are keeping fine by Yahuwah's favor. I don't think that this is something that we should take lightly, because Daniel chapter 7, verse 24 tells us that another king shall arise, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue three kings. So based on history, for when Constantine was solidifying his sole authority in the empire, because remember, Rome was divided east and west, and we went through that in previous parts of this series, right? And we went through where the west of Rome, they spoke Latin. They were also Hellenized, but they spoke Latin. And the east of Rome, well, they loved the Hellenization more than the west. And that is why their official language was Greece. And the east of Rome was known as the Byzantine Empire, the Hellenized Byzantine Empire. You can find that written down in history. That's why Constantine saw XP, whatever, Christos, written in Greek, and used the XP, his first two names, as his monogram, right? Or the XS, the first and the last letter, or XC as the monogram for Christ, for the Christ that he put forward, that Hellenized Christ. So in order for Constantine to solidify his sole authority and bring the empire together, he conquered three major rivals: Maxentius, Licinius, and Maximius Daia, right? But hey, it continues. And he shall speak great words against El Elyon, and shall wear out the Kadashim of El Elyon, and think to change time and laws. So I went researching as well, and of course we know this by now. Who made it official? Because Yahuwah is concerned about his way. That is what Yahuwah is concerned. Yahuwah is not concerned about mankind and man's doing. There's one spirit, one ruach who is concerned with the things of man. Get thee behind me, Hasatan. Thou savorest not the things that be of Elohim, but the things that be of men. Yahuwah is concerned about his Torah. He's concerned about his truth. So Daniel 7 tells us, this is Constantine in scripture. He was one of the kings who arise and subdue three kings, as written in Daniel 7, verse 24. Trying to share different screens. Then it continues and it tells us, he shall speak great words against El Elyon, and wear out the Kadashim of El Elyon, and think to change times and laws. Now, here's the thing that about Yahuwah. We've seen a foreshadowing that happens. And this is going to happen again in the future. But we saw the foreshadowing tonight of ancient Babylon, and the very same words in Revelation chapter 17 and 18 for mystery Babylon. The very same depiction of the golden cup, the very same depiction of this hall of the mystery Babylon. So what did Constantine do? When you, of course, you go into history, it tells you clearly. Constantine, Roman Emperor Constantine the first. So he made the decree on March 7, 321. He issued a civil decree stating that the judges, the city officials, and craftsmen should rest on the venerable day of the sun, S-U-N. This decree was a significant step in the Christianization of the Roman Empire. And this decree that Constantine made, think to change time and laws. And remember in a previous episode, when we talked about the religion of the fourth kingdom, in that episode, we read the Constantine Creed. We read that you had to forsake everything Yahudim, the appointed feast, the Torah, everything, and you had to accept the new Roman religion, Christianity. So Constantine is the one who officialized this, right, and changed the law. And this law now was, how I should say, reinforced by the Council of Laodicea in the year 365. Then the Catholic Church made it illegal to Judaize or be idle and work on the seventh day Shabbat, right? So the Council of Laodicea took Constantine's decree that he had already made in AD 321, and they now enforced it on a massive scale. This is in the book of Daniel. So